be getting into pouring some plates in a minute. Until then, I can take any questions you guys might have on anything to do with it. I'm a little bit in my working paraphernalia, my mask, and gotta get my gloves on next. But I figured while I'm touching the phone, I'll leave them off. We'll give it a few minutes, wait for people to pop in. Get the camera set up on the FFU. Still a little warm. We'll leave it out for a little bit while we talk before I start pouring. If anybody has any questions, feel free. I know the sound might not be perfect. It is an iPhone, and I'm just in front of my flow hood. Well, let's see, we got one person looking. Okay. It's not going to be an exciting live, no big major life-changing events, just something to do. Oh, I lost that person, oh well. It'll give me something to do while I'm waiting for my agar to cool down. I'm using the new LC premix or agar premix I got from Dr. Mike's, the high contrast agar premix. So I'm giving that a shot. I followed the directions he had on the package perfectly just to see how it goes with his exact instructions. I also made up a few more of my LC jars. The Dr. Mike's LC adaptive LC. I'm using little green glass beads in the bottom instead of stir bars. Just for fun. So we're seeing how those lids are working. The adaptive LC is working great. I have it already colonizing 2 other cultures. Actually, I'll grab them so I can show you. Be right back. If anyone was here Sunday for the live brunch, I showed you these cultures I did, the F8, the Toke F8 Nerds, and the albino Louis Vuitton, how I put it into an LC premix, and I put less than 1 cc in there, and that's in since the 8th, 2/8 I inoculated this with just a couple little tiny pieces of mycelium. Hey, what's up, Daniel? I got bored. That one there is the Toke Nerds, the F8, and that's 2 days of growth, 48 hours. Less than 1 cc put in there. Now this one here is the albino Louis Vuitton, same exact thing, less than 1 cc was put in here. When it slows down, you'll see all the mycelium. It was all clumped up. I shook it earlier, but that's impressive growth in 48 hours. Literally one of those little chunks is about all I put in the first day. Oh, you're welcome, Daniel. I can see some of the comments. So I'm actually highly impressed with this adaptive LC from Dr. Mike's. Also, oh, let me find the other one I did, the one I made. It's not as clear because I did caramelize the shit out of it. This here is Lion's Mane trebles from Mossy Creek Mushrooms, and I inoculated this one on the 27th. I don't know if it's backwards to you, but it's 127. And I put in like maybe couple little pieces of mycelium, maybe a half a cc, and it's growing thick real quick. Within 2 weeks, fully colonized, ready to go. I tested it on agar already, perfectly clear. So we're just waiting for the agar to cool. This is the agar I got from Dr. Mike's. It's dark, it's real dark, so it's probably got charcoal in it. We'll see how it comes out. I've never used it. I'm happy with all his other products so far, so we're just waiting to see how the agar pour goes. We should get at least 20, I don't know, maybe 40 plates, I don't know. I got 40 out. Oh wait, yeah. I opened 40. I should have only opened 20. Anyway, that's okay. I got an extra bag there, so. Once temperature gets down to about 120, it's a little warm right now, so if anybody has any questions, feel free to ask. This is just cooling off in front of the flow hood. I can pour it 130 if I want, but I like to get it as low as possible. Last pour I did, all came out great. As you can see, it's just still in its wrapped package. There's no condensation on them. Well, you can't really see because it's in a bag, but they looked good. No problems, no contamination. The flow hood is running perfectly fine. I also have some loose that I wrapped with grafting tape just so I could check them out, make sure they don't get contaminated. These are all brand new and they look perfectly fine, except for the ones I throw on the ground. Yeah, I like the blue too. I'm kind of excited to see how the agar from Dr. Mike's comes out. It's called high contrast, so it's supposed to be for seeing mycelium better. I mean, I see it fine on the blue, but it's not a colored agar, it's just dark. I think it's got charcoal in it or something, black, which is fine. It's staying in suspension a lot better than other charcoals I've seen. A lot of them you see a big pile of charcoal, like on the stir bar here underneath. Kind of hard to see, but there is a stir bar in there, and usually they got like white specks or dark specks all over it where the charcoal sits, but it's actually pretty good. I pressure cooked it in my autoclave at 17 psi for 40 minutes. It recommended 20 to 30, but I always go a little overboard, and since it's an autoclave it gets a little hotter. But same thing I did with these LCs. These were in as well for the entire 40 minutes, and they're perfectly clear. I mean, great looking stuff. The green things are glass beads for mixing it up. I ran out of extra stir bars, so what I did is I had some green glass beads, like polished glass, so I used those. Yeah, cobalt. I could add blue food coloring to this next time to make it my own color, but I didn't this time just to see how it came out perfectly, or exactly as the recipe required. That's the same thing I did with the LC mix. I followed the directions exactly just to see how it comes out. Hey, what's up, Kat? Nice to see you. I'm just hanging out in front of the flow hood. I figured I'd go live for a little bit, see if anybody wanted to stop by and say hi. Now this is my official garb for when I'm actually doing work in front of this. I have my disposable lab gown, gloves, mask. I do that whenever I'm really doing stuff I want to make sure is clean. Like that all-in-one bag I did Sunday, you don't need perfectly sterile technique to do an all-in-one bag with a syringe, especially if it has a self-healing injection port. But hey, Spore Whore, what's up? Spore Whore, sorry, Spore Whore. I'm smiling under the mask. I just got bored, so I figured I'd do some agar pouring in front of everybody, so I can have some. You know what? It actually works out really well to pour in front of a camera or pour in front of people, because if I do anything wrong, I get critique, not critique, but it helps me learn by rewatching the video, and then if other people mention things, it makes it really cool. Yeah, this is what I wear when I'm down here. When I do my live Sunday, I don't wear this, but I keep the FFU running usually. This is just my iPhone, guys, so I'm getting a laptop. I can't deal with this computer I got anymore. The issues I'm having with it are just, you know, shutting off in the middle of the live. Not even just shutting off, it's like uploading like software updates in the middle of the live on Sunday, or just shutting off and going into a safe mode. that computer's from like early 2000s. It's a HP all-in-one. It's really old. So right now I'm looking for a laptop. I gotta find one. I don't know anything about them. All I know is I think I need a few USB ports in case I want to hook up a microphone or an external camera or monitor. So I know I want a couple USB 3 ports or whatever, a mini USB-C, and an HDMI port. And I want a long battery life so I can actually do more lives in front of... Exactly, Turd Farmer. I can't screw up at this point, because if I screw up, I look like a freaking idiot. No. I do clean up the hood area before I even get on the camera, just because it's kind of a pain in the ass to do camera work and clean at the same time. But yeah, so if anybody knows anything about computers, hit me up, message me, or contact me. My email's MycoAlan Mycology @gmail. Because I need a computer and I don't want to spend more than $300 to $400. I gotta wait till next week after I get paid. Because I think having an actual laptop, I can do a lot more video editing too, because I can't really edit videos on an iPad or an iPhone that well. I do my best, but I think I can get a lot better quality with having a laptop and like one of those pens that you can move stuff around and tap on the screen. And then I can use the OBS system for doing live streams as well, which can interface multiple cameras, and I can actually upgrade to that. This computer here, if I plug into the USB port, if I touch the cord, the camera goes off or the microphone goes off. So, oh, okay, Daniel, cool. Yeah, I don't know much about them, so I know I haven't used a Windows since like AOL 3.0 or something when they were coming on CDs. I know about Windows, but I know the old like block square Windows, so Windows 11 is going to be an update for me. I looked at the Acers, the Asus, the HP, the Lenovo, the Dells. They all just, I mean, I want 8 gigabytes of RAM and 500 gigabytes of storage. I know that. That's the very least. I'm looking for something with hopefully a decent camera. So I don't know. I got to look into it. $140, almost there, 12 more degrees. Cool, thank you, Daniel. I appreciate that. Yeah, I call him Sport Whore. I put up more of my stickers down here. I don't know if you can see them. Well, orientation is wrong. Okay, I can't do that. But I got Jesse from Mr. Anderson's Jungle Packs. I put up Princess. Angel from Princess of Cabenzi's, Stealthy Spores. I got John Workman sent me some not John Workman. I got some stuff I want to order from John Workman over at Sporeworks. Stealthy Spores, because he hooked me up with some extra cards from the deck. We got the MycoAlan card. I don't know if you can see it. Boom. He sent me an Ed Grand card. And some other cards. You know, he sent me a deck, Myco Geeky, Myco Trex, Philly Golden Teacher. He sent me a bunch of extra cards, and then a deck, and then a bunch of, he sent me an LC, or not LC, a Spore print, bunch of stuff. So, yeah. And then I got the Dr. Mike sticker and the Full Canopy. The Full Canopy genetics are bag-based genetics, like they grow their stuff in bags and adapt it to bag growing. So that's why I knocked up the Jungle Pack with the albino Louis Vuitton from them. Can't wait to see what the Toke Nerds look like. And albino Louis Vuitton should be a good one to grow out. I'm hoping to get some fruiting going. I got some pictures I'm going to post in a little while of some, well, actually, you know what? I'll show you guys real quick, if you don't mind. Let's see if I can grab them. This one here is the albino Normac. I spawned this one to bulk on 127. I colonized the spawn on 1/9. So 1 month exactly from inoculating it with a piece of agar. Looking good. Those are nice fat pins back here. Maybe you can see it better this way. Oh, nice, beautiful white albino Normac. I believe Ed Grant sent me this on a swab. So this is from Spore. And this one here is definitely from Spore. This one here is, Ed Grant sent me this one too, or I ordered it or he sent it or whatever. This is Stargazer times Tat Blackcap. And this one here has some really cool expressions coming out. I don't know if you'll see it on the camera, but it's got, in the middle there, you can see there's albino pins. And look what right next to them, brown pins. So I got albinos, I got browns, more albinos, but there's a ton of brown pins right in here, right there. Oh, they're there. So those are brown caps right next to white ones, or white pins, sorry. So it's going to be interesting to see how this one comes out. I thought the albino Normac had too much of a pin set, but it didn't. It seems to be colonizing, or coming in nice. That's all I got right now, except for a couple bags. I'm going to post some better pictures on IG later of those two. But yeah, they're looking good. Thanks, Daniel. Yeah, I know that's a friend of Emily's. I told, I was talking to Princess when you were away, and I was talking to Emily and trying to find some help for your issues, not your legal issues. So I was trying to talk to whoever I could, and she already knew Princess, so yeah. Got it re-sanitized. Let's see. 137, almost there. Hey Jesse, how you doing? Hey Jesse, someone was asking me if you're from Colorado and if you're a redhead. I know that sounds really weird, but someone was asking if you were a certain person. Jesse the Ginger from Colorado, and I don't remember exactly what you look like. I couldn't find your contact information on IG. I don't know if you're even on there. Hey Derek. Jesse the Bot. I think that was who was asking me about you. No, it wasn't Jesse. It wasn't Derek. Who was asking? Was that you, Derek, that was asking me if Jesse's a bot? Or if who Jesse is? Because he was at Pops Live this morning. So, North Carolina. Okay, sorry, not you. Someone knew a Jesse in the Myco community. No, he's not a bot. I've talked to him on comments before, and I've seen him comment on real questions on other podcasts. So, Colorado. Yeah, that was Derek. You were the one asking me if that was the same person. That's what it was. I didn't want to throw you out there without you being here in the chat. So, now that you're in the chat, I'll throw you out there. No, not D. Anderson. Jesse Anderson's from Pennsylvania, I believe. Maybe not. I don't know. I believe so. I got his box somewhere upstairs. I can check his address, but I don't want to throw him out there either. There was a Jesse from Colorado who was, well, yeah, it wasn't a bad thing. It was just someone was curious if that was the same person. Appreciate you, Jesse. But yeah, so just hanging out by the hood, guys. I got my days off Sunday, Monday, so this might happen a little bit here and there over the course of the next several months. I don't mind coming on if I can. Okay, yeah. You are, Derek? I thought you were... Oh, never mind. I thought you were in Colorado. I know Nerdy's in Colorado. Yeah, no, I know where you're from. I've sent you. Yeah, never mind. I don't know what I was thinking. I call you Derek, so every time I see D. Anderson, I get thrown off a bit. But it's not. Oh, Derek, remember those LCs I knocked up that I showed live? Check out how filled these are now. 2 days of growth. That's pretty good for 2 days. And then we got the Toke F8 nerds growing just as fast. And the other LC that I made, the Lion's Mane that I got from Mossy Creek Mushrooms, and I made that LC mix on Instagram. I put the recipe up, and it came out really dark and caramelized, but look at how thick that is. That's not bad. I knocked this up with less than a cc on the 27th of January. It's a little dark, but they're eating all the color out of it. There's no more sediment. It's all chains of mycelium. They do get hung up on the straw a little bit. That's how you get those big long ones, because they get hung up and then you break them up like that. I got a stir bar. I can put it on a stir plate, but I just like playing with it. I tested it. It came out clean too. So, yeah. Right? Yeah. I'm actually enjoying all this new fresh cultures, fresh everything, fresh spores, fresh. I don't know. It's so different. I'm so used to getting something and not having the perfect conditions to work in, and having to work at every culture. I have stacks and stacks and boxes of plates that I've had to take 3, 4, 5, 6, a dozen transfers to clean it up, because the first thing I did is I transferred it or knocked something up, and I used the spawn and I still had it, and then it got dirty because I was working in an unclean hood or something was gone wrong. I've learned so much the past 2 years of how to do things right, that now that I have the proper equipment, it makes it so much better. I mean, things are just, I mean, I've had, I think, one skin cell fall on a plate that gave me a little, like one of those little skin cell colonies. And that was it out of all the plates I've made so far. And I've had one clone that was bacterial, but that's normal, that happens. Probably from the wrong part of the mushroom, or I touched it or something. But all my poured plates have been perfectly clear, like I was just showing before. There's no contamination, nothing's coming out dirty, nothing's coming out bad. It's kind of cool. It's been a while. I've had this before. Like every time I've started a new hood, like lab area, I've had great success for the first dozen times, and all of a sudden things start going downhill because I'm not paying attention or the equipment's not right. Like my first flow hood was okay, but it only had like a 1/2 inch thick filter. It was okay, it did great, but the second flow hood was a 12-inch deep filter, which is great, but it was too small, and I was going outside of my airflow a lot. I wasn't staying in the sterile area. But that taught me a lot of how to work and how to stay. Hey, Robin. Yeah, I got bored. I took those pictures of those 2 tubs I was talking about earlier. And I figured I'd pour that agar I was talking about that I made. I made CBG, agar, LC, wood lovers, master mix blocks since last night at 10 o'clock. Last night at 10 o'clock, I'm like, I'm going to PC those wood lovers again, because the first time I did it, I screwed up and packed them in wrong. And one of the bags burst, and another one had a hole in it. So I repackaged them, put them in new bags, and instead of folding them all the way down and taping them, I did a tight top fold and then clip them and then PC'd. So if there was any moisture buildup, it would expand and then come back down. They came out perfect. These are sealed completely. They're like vacuum sealed together now. So I made 4 3-pound blocks. And then I made 20 pounds of CVG with the new magical gypsum from Dr. Mike's. And I also included 50% of my smaller vermiculite and 50% of my extra large vermiculite. So it's got these big vermiculite pieces in it. It's really cool. The moisture content's a little high because I'm going to do a squeeze before I put it in shoe boxes now. Yeah, so we should be ready to pour here, guys. So I'm going to go quiet for a little bit. If you have any questions, you might have to repost them because I might not see them. Oh, I tried going live on IG, but apparently I got shadow banned. I couldn't use it. It said, you're not eligible to do this anymore. So I don't know how long that's going to last. I thought the ban ended in the middle of January, but apparently I'm banned from, I think, and they also pulled another one of my comments. I saw, have you ever seen those buses of dogs that drive around and they bring the dogs to the dog parks? Well, I saw that video and it just looked so cool. The bus was painted right. I typed in a comment that says, I need a franchise, HMU, hit me up. And they banned it, saying I was trying to distribute illegal. It was the weirdest thing. I'll post a picture of it later. The comment that said I was doing something on mass marketing or something. It was really screwed up. It was just a joke. I would love to do a little bus of dogs. But yeah. Okay, guys. I'll talk to you in a minute. Let me get going here. I wasn't quite level. I thought I moved my tables over a few inches. That's better. Smells good. I don't know why. Got a really, I don't know the word, natural smell to it. pulled out way too many plates again. 22. 500 ml made 22 plates. That's not bad. I pulled out 40 because I kept thinking that I was using 10 stacks, but these are actually stacks of 20 plates. So they're not going to all be used. I'm going to save them by wrapping them up nice and neat, getting some tape. Those are still good. They're not sterile, but they're very, very, very close because I'm not going to throw away 25 plates. I'm going to wrap them up. They're in the flow. So this is from last week, or last 4. So I'm going to save those too. Worst case scenario is I'll use these for little testing things or storage containers. Just taking one out so I can check the temperature in a minute just to show you guys the color as it cools. Anyways, I have to ask if anybody has any questions, feel free to put them. Can't really, oh yeah, I can scroll up a little bit. Hey, what's up, Puff? Nice to meet you. Sorry if I'm just meeting you guys. Was surprised live, yep, okay. It's hard to see the freaking comments on this thing. I'm just gonna go to the bottom. If you guys have any questions, repost them, please. So basically, that was just a quick 500 ml agar pour. I'm gonna let these sit for about 15 minutes, depending on how much condensation is on there. I poured under 130, so they shouldn't get too much. I was at 124, so that should be very little condensation, if any. I turn them 15 degrees, or like 25% of a clock, so 90 degrees every 15 minutes or so. And that, because they're vented plates, so you can, they're not vented like to the atmosphere, but there's a little plastic underneath the edge. See the little plastic titty marks right here? There we go. Little plastic pieces. There's a little condensation right now, but it'll go away. I don't know. But anyways, that's how I pour my agar. Anybody has any questions, feel free to post. Oh, there we go. This batch, I'm using the Dr. Mike's, whatchamacallit, Dr. Mike's, it's agar, but it's high contrast. Like you can, it's dark. It's like probably got charcoal or something in it. So it's an exact recipe. I followed his exact recipe. I did 500 ml, so I did 25 grams of the premix. It said 12.5 grams per 250 ml of water. So I did a double batch and did 25 grams per 500. So I followed that exactly. I didn't add any food coloring or nothing like that. I just went with his exact recipe. My normal recipe is LMD light malt extract with corn dextrose and a little bit of peptone. This is my normal agar recipe. It's pretty clear, nice and works good. It's very light nutrient. You don't get a lot of really fast like tomatos growth. You just get nice, slow, steady, healthy growth. But yeah, so my normal recipe is like between 0.75 and 1.5% nutrient. So heavy would be like 2%, maybe 2. I would never go past 2%. Normally it's around 0.75. That's my normal percentage. So if I was using 1,000 milliliters of water to make agar, I would use 20 grams of agar, well 19 to 21 grams of agar, depending if I want it softer or harder, less for softer. So 20 grams of agar would be about right. Then I would use, let's see, 1,000, 100 would be 10%. 71%. So then I would use somewhere between 5 and 7 grams of LME and around 5 grams of corn dextrose. Not corn syrup, corn dextrose. It's a powder. And then I put a pinch of peptone in pretty much anything I do, just to give it a little bit of diversity, or give it some peptides, or whatever you call them. But yeah, so that's that recipe. This one here is a premix. Just trying it out, see how it works. I like everything the Dr. Mike's is doing for the LC. I mean, it's growing. That's 2 days of growth in there. And I put like one little tiny cc, not even a full cc of LC in this to start it. I mean, it's at least 100 times what I started with already, as far as how much mycelial growth. Because they start off looking like this, just perfectly clear. These have green glass beads in it, just for stirring, instead of stir bars. I ran out of stir bars. They're all in my LC jars all over the place. So I got stir bars in all my other stuff, so I can't get them out of there until I either get more or start using, yeah, the jellyfish. But it's true. I mean, you know. Let's see if I can find one. I mean, it's like a whole mat of jellyfish in there. Those are other LCs. Just stuff I play with. I'm not really big into LCs. I use them. I just basically drop a piece of agar in anything I inoculate. It works easier. Now, one thing, you guys, if you're not going to wrap your plates, if you're going to wrap your plates, use grafting tape or saran wrap. Parafilm does dry out over a while, but this stuff is great. This grafting tape, I get the green one from Amazon. It comes in like different sizes. You can get this thick. You can get something skinnier. So skinnier is a little more complicated on some plates, but it's great for like the 60mm plates if you guys use them. And then I take the first little bit and get rid of it every time I do it. And then like I'll take this plate and wrap it just to show you. Of course, it's sticking to my fingers. So the color's not bad. It's kind of transparent, but it's dark. Myco Nerd, you're going deep on me here. My dying mother. Yeah, about 2 months before she passed, or two months before she was diagnosed with terminal cancer and stuff. She was getting dementia and stuff like that, and I heard about mushrooms having neuroplasticity and mental cognitive function of increasing and all that stuff. So I started getting into learning about growing it, and I started growing some psilocybin. I bought some lion's mane before, and I was just thinking of trying to figure out a way to help her. And I was too late, but the bug bit me, and I was interested from that point on. Now I just love it. It's just something that it's helped me stay clean. Not even the mushrooms themselves, the fruit of the process. What has made me better as a person is a couple things. One, the hobby. Alexa, light off.
Okay.
Just changing the light, guys. That's better. Okay, so basically, it made me as a person better by having a reason to do things. It's just that it's hard to describe. I was an addict for many, many years, decades, and that's okay, Myco Nerd. I've talked about it many times on my lives. It's not a forbidden subject. It's just no, not at all. It helps me every day when I hear things like that, when I get to talk about my mother. The only reason I don't like doing it is it affects me emotionally. And many of you have seen me openly cry on, I can't talk and I get choked up, so it's a little difficult for that. But, so here I'll give you a quick brief rundown. In April or May of 2023, she was going in and out of the hospital. She was having demential episodes where she was having waking dreams, thinking things were happening that weren't happening. One day, I mean, it's cute now. It's funny remembering her and thinking about it. She was like, Alan, hurry up. You got to go outside and meet Ed McMahon. He's bringing Buddy his prize patrol of dog toys. It was just, things weren't clicking in her mind. So she thought things like that. She goes, Alan, you got to get the nail polish for the dog so he stops barking. It was just, her mind was getting mixed up. She was confused. She was like in a dream. So her mind was, she was normally lucid 99% of the time, but she was having these episodes. And at the time, we didn't know she was as sick as she was. So I was looking into things to help her because I didn't like all the medications they were putting her on. Besides the pain medications and this and that, it was just killing her. Her liver was failing, her kidneys were failing, everything was going because of the medication. So I was looking for something natural just to help her, maybe get some neural links going again. I didn't know. I was her son. I was trying to save her and didn't know how. Then June 9th, it was my mother and father's wedding anniversary. 50 years. They were in the hospital. My father went to visit her for their anniversary, and doctor came in and told her she was going to die soon. We got her home on hospice, and she died July 23rd. Anyways, so yeah, she passed away, and I was too late. I woke up, this was at 12:11 a.m. on the 23rd of July, on the July 20th, 2023. I apologize. 12:11 a.m. I had come out at midnight to take my shift with standing with her during the hospice. She was just in the house, and her kidneys had failed about a week earlier, so we knew it was soon. We just didn't know how soon. So my father was sitting with her from mid-afternoon till midnight. I'd sit with her from midnight till about 8 or 9 a.m. Her brothers showed up every day around 8 and stayed till about 4 in the afternoon for that week. And so yeah, I came out at midnight. I had her a wet cloth. I was wiping her forehead, her hands, her mouth. I was giving her last dose of morphine for the evening. Got her out of pain. I gave her 4 milligrams of morphine, 2 milligrams of Haldol, Risperidol. A couple other things in the cocktail I was giving her, just to make her not panic, and just 5 minutes later, she passed away. Peacefully, not in pain. Her hand in mine, my father's. Yep. So that's what got me into mushrooms. Oh yeah, I was able to talk to her way before I asked her if we were good. We had a couple days where, yeah, I did a lot of bad things, and she said we were good. So that's how that happened. Oh yeah, no, we're good. I'm good, Mr. Forbes. I just it helps you remember things. Made meatloaf last week, and her recipe, and I could just smell it in the house, and it was just like, wow, what's going on? And I'm happy to be emotional about it. It doesn't bother me. Why shouldn't I be? It's my mother. I loved her. So that's that. Yeah, hey, what's up, Happy? Nice to see you. I'm just pouring some agar, so somehow this always comes up. Alexa, light on. Alexa, light on.
Okay. Also, I found a routine that ends your day on the right note with sports updates from ESPN Radio. Do you want to try it?
No. I'm gonna have to have a talk with that woman, Alexa. Anyways, so no, it's okay, Michael Nerd. I don't mind sharing it all. I'm actually just doing me. This is my my life. This is who I am. I'm nothing special, just like any of you. Trying to share what I've learned to help people, help them grow or find their own therapy in a way. But anyways, well, that's all I got for today, guys. Any other questions as far as growing or anything now? Yeah, right, Happy. They have commercials on her that say her name, and then she stops because she's playing her own commercial. It's like, what is wrong with you? But yeah, so. Daniel, Jesse, Happy. Cool. Well, I got to get upstairs and make dinner. Walk Buddy. Actually, I got to make Buddy's dinner. It's getting late. It's already, I think, after 7. But yeah. So I just wanted to stop in and see you guys, show you guys the new agar from Dr. Mike's. Looking good. I think it's got charcoal in it. There's a little bit of condensation on this one. That's why I'm showing you the bottom. But yeah. So looks good. Let's see if there's another one. Let's see if I can find one without. Here we go. No. Still too wet. I can't move them yet. They're not solid yet. Anyways, we'll leave them alone. Anyways, guys, you have a great day. If anybody needs anything, you can hit me up at MycoAlan Mycology at Gmail. Or you can leave a comment in any of my lives. How do you stop this? Okay, guys. Thank you.